Welcome to Insider's Guide to Energy EV series. I'm your host, Chris Sass, and with me is my co-host, Neil Rydell. Neil, what are we going to be talking about today?
Today we have a guest who has started trying to sell electric cars before there were electric cars to sell. And he sells them to businesses, and we're going to dive into the world of David Watts and what he's been up to. Hey, David, welcome to the show.
Hi, Neil. Hi, Chris. Great to be here.
So the very simple, straightforward question to get us rolling is, David, what do you do and who do you sell it to?
Well, what I do right now is I'm the fleet product manager for electric vehicles for Volkswagen Financial Services Fleet. Very quickly. So I interact with corporate businesses on their transition to electrification.
And can we have a definition of fleet? I make a lot of time with my customers, my stakeholders to go, listen, fleet's a bit ambiguous. You know, it's got multiple different definitions. What do you define a fleet as?
Sure. So, and this is one of my soapboxes that I get on a bit about our industry and the media, and because we generically use the word fleet in many contexts, and no one ever actually really knows what you're talking about. So in my world, fleet is company cars and company vans, as opposed to buses and trucks, and that's the world I've been in for sort of 27 years in that sense. So so company cars and vans, vehicles that are provided to employees.
And I know from having spoken to you about this before that we like to classify company cars a couple of different ways. Do you want to break down company car fleets?
Yeah, sure. So there are essentially two types of company cars. There's those that are provided as part of a benefits policy, where typically the driver has a choice of vehicle. Now that might be two vehicles or maybe 200 vehicals, but they get a degree of choice. And then there's operational cars where the driver gets no choice, and they're typically sort of engineers, technicians, that type of thing, and they're all given the exact same car, a silver estate car with some branding on maybe, and that as a population, whilst the vehicles are they're more capable from an electrification perspective, the transition process to EV is much more like a van fleet than it is a sort of choice-based company car fleet.